Thank you, thank you. See, my way kind of messed up a little bit, but it's fine. Whatever. Gotta find where I was though now.
Surprised me. Musi is very strong, and now with Yamoja off the board, Mike. That's like, global pressure.
Right
game down.
Here. We see another Achilles picks. I seem to see a running thing with these executions that we played on teams, and I understand it. Especially when you have this Odin circling off your poor little cute afro away from her team so she can no longer help them and do what she does best. Poor little cute afro, by the way.
Constantly apply pressure to him and like counter pressure. I think that's really good.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of A-gods for the side of Team, right? On her afro Achilles. Surely the alphabet has something to do
Animosity
here. Their
League
comes first. That means they're good, right? But no, you're right. Achilles, physical damage to sponge, especially, right? So Morton talked about him being like the mascot, gonna have a hard time getting into this game. And then there's Tsukuyumi on that table too. Achilles provides pressure, and Tsukuyumi, well, that's a god who basically forces you to buy Aegis. Your Aegis is down, that Achilles ultimate's gonna basically come through.
Absolutely, I do see it on here. I think that burst damage is probably more.
Yeah, I also worked our person
there.
here working the setup. Like she worked our cameras and she worked the setup and like the expectation was Rosie, and she's honestly
just seems to shine a little
she
bit
is
more,
such
right?
she's so good. I don't know what they're called, like what the work she does is called, but she's so good at what she did, and it made the game and spectation goes so smoothly how well she spectates and moves from like key point to key point and brings up this like the scales, like the XP differences and gold differences. And she's super sweet, and after each like set when we were like muted and in between things, she'd be like, oh, you guys did super great, you're so good. Like, she was so sweet. I actually genuinely loved working with her. I was a little nervous. Hi, X. I was a little nervous at first because I was like, I didn't meet her yet. I only met Tez. And Tez is a person who normally does it, but Tez was playing in this game. I have a bobby pin falling out of my hair. Tez was playing in this game, so Tez could not do it. That means I guess they needed Rosie to do it. I don't know if she normally does it, but I was a little nervous at first because I had never met Rosie before. And I was like, I don't know, I was just nervous. And then she was like super sweet and immediately like broke the iceberg, I guess, of like meeting new people and the fear there, and she was super sweet and like reaffirming and like good to work with.
There's a lot of little CCs that's gonna be very annoying for the sewer to try and overcome, but talked enough about Team's comp. I do want to ask you, Raven, how do you feel about the sewers comp overall and how it fares into this aggressive early game death ball that Team seem to have formed for themselves?
I think they have a lot of CC, but I do believe that Team's gonna need a shell in their team, at least one for the Odin. But they're gonna need a lot of beads too, with the Ninja ult and Apollo Mez and Aladdin ult, and then just the constant agony pressure he has with the CCs of his little intoxicating gas.
Hey, knowing abilities here, but hey, what else does it matter to know abilities? Because we are ready to get into game number one. It's the rematch night, rematch fight, the sewer versus Team official Smite. Team. If you missed it, my name is Moonmellows. I'm joined here by Raven Bites, and our lovely producer back on the streets, back on the action with a working PC is Red Rosie Panda.
Rosie.
And now we get to relax.
I do think the shell's very helpful for him. I love when supports prioritize their teammates over themselves for being stingy and buying an Aegis for that late game execution. Obviously, I think it's a power move. I don't care about you or your execution. I care more about my teammates.
Honestly,
guys, that was real improv right there. That's why I was like so hesitant between each sentence. I was like thinking of something to talk about off the top of my head. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I mention here? Because they're all building relatively decently and they're starting off well. So it's like, what do I do here? Like, what do I point out? What do I bring up?
Oh, absolutely.
I could say that early game talk is kind of like, once it's like past pick and bans, and this early game talk is kind of the hardest for me personally. And then there's also a part in late game where the caster one is having to talk a lot more than me. So it's like, when am I supposed to go in and talk, you know what I mean?
Where invades matter a lot, right?
I'm gonna skip past this.
11 minutes in its Team's jungle. Musi climbing the wall, getting some damage off. Piercing Moonlight, though, it's gonna cross throughout the entire team to get some damage. Musi has to use the beast to try and survive, but Hindu Man puts one in the sky just to make sure he doesn't fall down just yet. This team fight looking nice and pretty because Tesdai is able to take down one. High res Hindu Man falls on down, and now Malum goes inside the lamp to take down Ashlyn as well. Music Clan gets that kill, but now Dinsfire walks on into the mouth of the jaws of the beast. These autos are hitting home, but Rascali is here with a full health bar. Music Clan sent to the grave, and the damage is even better. Everyone get out! Here comes the Mez. The damage is good, and look at that damage from the Agni. Dinsfire is low. Stampede forces us out, but Tesdai is getting in there, but a good impale. Make sure that these bombs don't hit home.
I do love how the Ganesh made sure to protect the Afro during all times during that team fight. It's always a very pivotal point to make if you have an Afro player on your team to make sure that they stay safe and they can kind of free cast a little bit because she doesn't have the range that Agni has, her counterpart here. However, in the midst of him setting up for his Afro, he completely forgot the Aladdin behind who separated her from him and punished her, essentially for pushing up so far, even with the safety of her Ganesh beside her.
We're seeing so much improvement from Team as opposed to this first rematch. We're able to get our set. Looked good. The Sewers still come out on top.
Team credit for that, for respecting Sewer to know that there's definitely not just two of them. There's probably someone hiding around somewhere waiting for them to step out of that tower and out of their safety.
Where there's two, there's a lot more. Where there's a Hindu man, there's a sash.
And I made a joke about them being spiders because when you see one spider, there's always like two you don't see. You know what I mean?
The damage is going to be on good. This elephant stepped up a little bit too far, so he's taken to the grave. Music Clan gets that kill, and now two members are down. Tesdai dashing on forward, gets a double stun, double damage, and now Malum finds Conjuration Knight. 3 members down for Team official. Smite Team, and we're going to keep on going though. But Morty is taken down, can't pop the dagger. OP Killer pockets that one in his favor, and now, hey, it's looking good for Team, but still, you got 4 members knocking on the base. It doesn't look like they're gonna stop just yet. We're still
Here's
walking
where they make
on
a mistake
Malum.
because there's 2 towers up and 2
Music
phoenixes
Clan, though,
up.
has the damage in spades. Razzie Gal falls on down, and 4 members of the Sewer. They're here for the Titan. They're here for the game. We pop the ritual. We pop the damage. Piercing Moonlight, though, takes out Hinderman to the grave. OP Killer, can he do it? No, he can't. Dagger not gonna be good. Tesdai gets the kill, but Ashlyn is here, and we got some damage of our own. This dagger is trading hands with everybody. Music Clan falls. Tesdai is the only one left alive, and Team defend the base.
I do feel like that was a very, very brave pull from the Sewer.
To like Smite Procaster and talk about random stuff. I basically already talked about random stuff. Some of the bits I was like bringing up when it was my turn to talk weren't even that relevant. Like I guess I did make a kind of relevant bit because I compared the Sewer team to spiders with like the you see one, there's 2 more you don't see analogy. But then I randomly just brought up, I was like, you remember those like primordial evil spiders from Lord of the Rings? Yeah, that's the Sewer. That's their team. Like, they're plotting. There's when you see one, there's 2 more you don't see in the shadows plotting your downfall, you know?
By the way. So
they were like,
just run into Titan like
they were so nice to me, though. They were hyping me up so much.
But I don't blame them either for wanting to win this game and, you know, put it into it to make sure they can stay ahead. However, I do want to say, I think it's time to say that I will compare the Sewer to basically spiders. Because think about a spider, especially a house spider. If you see one of them, there's 2 you can't see at least.
See? I did that.
Once again, where there's 2,
I'm not sure if that was a good analogy or not, but
Sewer guys.
Like,
bloodlusty, blood hungry.
I'm not sure if it was a good analogy, but whatever.
2 tier 2 towers still left on the map. Come on, guys, we can still get this Titan. But no, they couldn't. And a phenomenal defense from OP Killer 7. That Piercing Moonlight hit everybody and sends the rest of the Sewer back to the grave. And unfortunately, that Titan was just a little bit too tanky. But despite losing the fight, look at the rest of the team. Hundaman sees Razcali getting up a little bit too aggressive, and this on her is not going to have a great time because he's put into the sky once more, and Tesdai is here to let these damage flow. Here comes the burn, here comes the damage. Razcali falls on down.
Also, I want to mention that Moonmellows has such good energy, especially considering the fact he goes to bed really early, by the way. This is like an hour before his bedtime. So, like, that's really impressive to me. If you can have that much energy before you have to wind down to go to bed, you know what I mean?
Man gets the kill, and that's an ADC off the map.
I'm gonna say once again, the Sewer are like my little spiders. I love to see them like this. The moment I see Hinduman rotating by himself, not shortly after, there's an Agni right behind him, ready to follow up on anything he's got. So as soon as this on here saw Hinduman, he knew what was about to happen. He knew someone else was about to come out of there. The spiders waiting in the cracks of your walls for you to fall asleep.
waiting to find someone, snatch them up in a cocoon, and find their next target, find their next meal. The Sewer get themselves a tier 2 tower, and they're knocking on the base once more. No ADC to defend for another 20 seconds, and that's going to be the Sewer's go button for this fight. Damage from TTOSTT is just beautiful. So much bombs, dropping so much burn. That's a good poke for this dance, but so far, they don't have the sustain, they don't have the minions, they can't jump up too far.
Remember how we mentioned the book talk thing yesterday? I'm gonna pull another reference out from that, guys. I'm gonna headcanon some of these players, okay? And I'm gonna headcanon the Sewer as those primordial evil spiders from Lord of the Rings that, you know, when you see one of them, there's several of them planning on your downfall.
The Eldritch Demons are here. Morty gets the kill into Dinspire, and that's the first one of this fight. OP Killer, though, finds Malum, who went a little bit too far. Music Clan trying his best to not die to anyone here. Morty stepping
I also
forward
like how Moonmellows like plays off of my jokes, because I called them the primordial evil spiders from Lord of the Rings, and he called them Eldritch Demons right after.
It was an ADC for a support trade. That's not looking good if you're the Sewer.
No, it's not. I also do think that with an Afro on their team, they do have Team has a better defense, in my opinion. Might not have the best objective secure, but they do have a better defense when it comes to defending underneath their towers and underneath their Phoenix. And it looks like they're reapplying that pressure they've made from defending onto the Sewer right now, which is good. You don't want
they're chasing him down. Conjuration Knight falls on down to TTOSTT. Musi climbing the walls. He's here, full health, looking for the kill. Able to find OP Killer with a huge damage. And now we are continuing to run it down. Low health bars, it doesn't matter. TTOSTT is here and able to get a kill. Morty falls on down, but Muti takes out this cat. The only one left alive is the elephant to defend the base, but the Sewer, we've seen them try to kill the game with just 2 tier 2 towers left on the map. They've got 4 members, low health bars. Do you think they can do it?
I think it depends how this fight goes, and it looks like they might be able to. Let's see.
Yeah, looks beautiful when you're able to take out this elephant.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
Now 4 members running it down. 2 Phoenixes all the way taken to the grave. We got 4 members left alive, and Malum is here with a full health bar, a full ADC. 5 members down for Team. The Sewer walk into the base. Here comes the wish, here comes the damage, and here come the minions. Here comes the Titan pulling on down, slowly falling, but the damage is too big, it's too fast. We can't defend again. The Sewer take game number 1.
I feel like I do appreciate Team pushing up a little bit towards the end there when they had secured a couple kills underneath their Phoenix with defending, but unfortunately, once again, the Sewer just has that, you know, the spider thing. I can't let go of it. It's like they all have a hive mind connected. The moment one of them jumps on one person, the other 2 people are immediately right behind, following up with their own CC and damage.
These team fights were just beautiful from the Sewer from minute 1.
I was a little too hesitant between words.
Just better. Playing team fights a little bit better. But hey, if you're team, that is so much of an improvement from last week. This draft is certainly in a step in the right direction, right? These players had a great moments, especially OP Killer, able to try and rein in the game and keep them in. But unfortunately, when you step to the Sewer, you got to come correct. And unfortunately, they did not do that in this first game. But hey, don't worry. This is a best of 3. We still got at least 1 more game ahead of us unless Team can take us to 2. Do you think they'll be able to do it? Find out right after this short break.
And then this is when we go into like pee and get water. If you guys ever wonder what's going on between that downtime, we're going to literally go pee and then get water and then like kind of like talk about like what we did. They go over it a little bit.
Their team play, or if they different.
No. Phenomenal. Come back.
Wait, I like that though. I remember he was doing this before we even like loaded in. It was so funny. So I just copied him.
Animosity Smite League. My name is Moonmellows. I'm still joined here by Raven, and we just had a phenomenal game number 1. The Sewer won extremely convincingly yet again. Raven, how are you feeling as we head into game number 2? A from Musi this time is a direct call out, and in fact Thor following that up. It seems like the game plan from Team is to take away these junglers picks.
I'm really excited to see what Team picks here now that, you know, they got their first game out of the way, I want to see if they feel like there are certain picks that just were not up to par for them in their team play, or if they feel like it was just solely miscommunication, not objectives. Me personally, I think their picks were very good. I think they worked together really well. I just feel like they lacked in objective secure, and sewers seemed to be like hungry dogs on the prowl waiting to get any kind of objective secure very soon and very quickly. As soon as it spawns, they made sure to secure it.
It felt like they were going after objective secure, and they were also going after anything that basically moved.
Oh, yeah.
If they got too much of it, they were like, I want you, and they took them down. Tsukiyumi is definitely going to be a huge pick for the sewer here. First pick overall. Taking that away from OP Killer is also a huge play, right? I feel like that guy played it so well and so beautifully, but Umoja wasn't banned, so that means Umoja is going to be picked for Team here. Do you agree with this kind of direction change from Team?
I feel like it's a little got you moment, because I see the
I was wrong.
snatching away Tsukiyomi from Team after he played really well on it. And now they're making, in response to that, Team's like, well, we're going to pick Umoja then, so we know you guys don't like that. You know, we're going to pick Umoja, we're going to have a wall, and we're getting an Achilles on top of that. So if you get stuck in that wall, when you're in execution range, you're not going anywhere. But the grave.
Yeah. We love the grave here. Might as well go to the graveyard. Conjuration Knight, let's give props where it's deserved. That guy played so freaking good in game number 1. Able to solo kill out Morty. Well, not solo kill, but able to take down El Morton Manuel. But now an Artio and a Chalk locked in for the sewer. I'm not seeing any game plan changes from game number 1. This team still wants to run it down.
They went from Artio to Geb. You know, I was actually liking the Artio pick a little bit because of the cancel you could do for the Umoja dash, the little Umoja portal, and of course the Achilles annoying dash he does, the little double poke, dash, poke, yeah. But now we have a Geb.
Now,
I think this is a
you
solid
probably
pick.
I was gonna say, you probably don't know the lore behind this. Last week, Morton picked this Geb in solo lane.
Geb
if he does
solo?
that again, I'm tackling him, I think. It's on site if he does it again.
He was right. It was Geb solo again.
Is it Geb solo, or is it just straight Geb solo?
Just regular Geb. I don't know if it's going to be picked this time. I'm not sure if they're going to unleash the Morton Man this game, so it's going to be hard to see it here.
But
surely it won't be with Poseidon and Cupid rounding out
their
draft. And now Certanos Loki pulled up to Team. They have one last pick overall here, but
take your casters.
I got to mention it again. The sewer still favoring the aggression
What does that even
idea.
mean?
Absolutely, but I do want to commend Team's pick on the Loki, because much like his brother Thor, I think they are both really good at pressure. I've seen a couple Loki solos and supports, but I will stand by the fact that I think Loki jungle is a really annoying late
King
game boss.
Corbus was not like happy with the spider talk, the spider references. Sorry, King Corbus.
Gets a kill, disappears again, and you won't see him again for the 10 seconds.
Who dat? Who what?
Not going to see him for 10 seconds, and we're also not going to see Umoja in the support role. Ganesha 10th picked overall. Is this going to be an Aspect Umoja in the mid lane?
I would love to see it. It's been a long time since I've seen Aspect Umoja in mid. I actually do like her Aspect. I think it's really, really annoying, to be frank. But I can see the downfall when it comes to not having that stun in her kit.
Stun does make up a lot of Umoja's utility, but who needs utility when you got a bouncing bubble killing everyone for tons of damage? It feels like it's dangerous, lovely, and I'm here for it. I'm really excited to see. I hope it's Ashlyn picking this up, or maybe Ashlyn decides to go for a Ganesha Aspect, which is going to be totally out of left field, and I will scream if that happens.
But like you mentioned before, it's a bit more attention on the sewer team comp. I do notice they have a lot of circular abilities and ults, with a Poseidon ult, a Shock ult, and a Cupid ult, all big circles that are going to take up that lane.
Hey, listen, I love geometry, but the easiest circle out there is a big circle. His abilities inside the circle, everyone's going to be hit inside of it. Geb, Chalk, Poseidon, Cupid, you're right to mention it.
Hard to miss those circles and how to get out of them when they have two cripples, one from the Cupid ult and one from the Poseidon Whirlpool.
We talked about having the spider web from last game. I see it here now, right? That Cupid Fields of Love is pretty much being stuck in the spider's web, and if you're stuck in there, there's a Kraken heading your way anytime soon.
Absolutely. The spiders helping each other.
Yeah, But hey, we're ready to see the spider web in action, and we're ready to see if Team can bring us to game number 3. Can they do it? We'll find out here in game number 2 as we get to look at these picks and bans. And oh my,
there's something funny at the very beginning.
What
I gotta
the
show
heck
you
is
guys.
the Sewers team comp? ADC, Cupid support, Chalk mid, Geb solo, Poseidon jungle. Every god is going in a different role than what it should.
I see a bit of a little friendly romance going on between Ashlyn and TTOSTT right now. Is it sisterhood? Is it friendship? Is it love? We don't know.
Oh, I think it's a party.
Oh, I think it's more than a party. A party that we should not be mentioning.
They're dancing. They're dancing. There's music playing. It's you know what? Just dance a little bit here in the mid lane.
Those kind of dances will get reported to HR very quickly. Might I might I add that real quick? Guys, do not replicate the things you see performed in the stream.
Oh, hey. Besides that, every god from the sewer, talk about like just feeling confident in yourselves to pull a draft out like this. You have so much here to talk about, Raven. I'm kind of jealous. I mean, where are we even going to start? Cupid support?
Teehee, let's see. I noticed a war flag on that Cupid support, and I do see the appeal for it. I know war flag got buffed a little bit back. I think it was a couple patches back. I have not really seen it built that much, though, to be honest with you. But at that extra 10% attack speed, I feel like that's going to definitely help with a Cupid support. I wonder if he's going to go into Arrow's bow at any point in his build, though. I do see that built usually on Cupid supports. You know, having the ability to link to your teammate, kind of like an Afro link, but not, I suppose. And being able to heal them with just your basics. And basics are arguably a pretty, you know, consistent thing to be able to hit almost.
A different god of love able to lock themselves into this game and be a support this time. And unfortunately, not really having the greatest time here. A lot of damage being pushed over into the dual lane, but I mean, the sewer, they're playing aggressive. I feel like once they hit level 3, we might start seeing some sparks fly early.
I do like to mention that, you know, technically, Cupid is Afro's son. I guess it is a different mythology, though, but they are related, so it does make sense they would both have some sort of healing for one another. I do like that he has the hearts, and like I said, if he does go Arrow's bow, he does have a good position of healing, as well as a cripple and his giant, you know, ult. And I see a Poseidon is also eyeing this duo lane.
Yeah, he's here nice and early, but a good ward from Din's Fire, make sure he was sniffed on out. So, well, Musie's not going to be able to get too much in Kill's way of that, but some more farm is heading their way. All the meanwhile, though, OP Killer is definitely playing the map as well of their own. Went to a nice gank for solo lane, but it doesn't matter when Morty's not home.
I agree. I also wanted this time to be like, hey guys, this is why we have free wards. Those wards right there possibly save Duo's life. Being able to know when someone is rotating on you, especially because you are going to get these nice little early ganks that happen, especially if the jungle feels like you are vulnerable, and if you do not utilize that free ward you get, then I mean, you kind of are free pickings.
Free pickings here. TTOSTT stepping forward. OP. Well, we're getting ourselves some rocks.
I love your bit on the welcome to the jungle and too, which is that's understandable.
Musie able to steal it with a nice, but Music Clan falls on down for first blood. Ashlyn gets that kill, but Morton Man is here, but not trouble in the duo lane. Sewer able to survive, but OP Killer, he's made a rotation over to the duo lane.
I do like that emoji here on Ashlyn. The Ashlyn on emoji, I do like that she is using her 1 primarily as a form of damage. I see a lot of emojis only ever using their 2. So seeing her ult and then use her 1 as consistent damage when they're already closed in such a small field, they can't really escape her damage from her 1. I think it's really good. On top of that, it slows. It might not stun, but it does slow.
Yeah, slows are beautiful when it comes down to this game, but Ashlyn seems to sniff out TTOSTT. Tez, are you playing mid or are you playing jungle? I've seen you over here in this camp way more times to count. Made our way back over to the mid lane just to clear our wave, get some farm, and, well, put Ashlyn even further back under her tier 1 tower. Listen, the kills are even. The gold, actually, though, favoring Team a little bit.
I'm surprised the gold's favoring Team a little bit, but I'm not sure how much longer that's going to be lasting if the shock pulls off getting 3 red buffs very early in.
Yeah, getting through red bus, but look on the left side of the map. It's a time for a 3v3. Razkali has been caught on out. The beads are a little bit late, and Hinduman gets that kill. Piercing Moonlight is going on. Damage is beautiful. Dinsfire is in trouble because he's getting stunned on out. Rotations from the mid lane. Ashlyn is here to put some damage, but Malum is playing this game beautifully. But here comes the Assassinate, able to take out Music Clan. Hinduman, though, able to send OP Killer to the grave. 2 members down for our Musi. And hey, you know what? Might as well be a fair trade.
It's unfortunate that Loki could not get his invis back off in time, as he had to kill his invis back up, but he couldn't get it back off in time because his little slash fury was still going on. I'm not sure if he could have gotten out with it though.
Oh, not getting out either is Ashlyn. They fall on down to TTOSTT, but OP Killer 7 is here. The Aegis is going to be good, but not. Nope, it's perfect. TTOSTT survives, runs back home. And now OP Killer is facing the wrath of Musi. How dare you kill me? I'm going to pop some damage your way just to make sure this Loki has to run with their tail between their legs.
OP Killer 77 there with that little Loki decoy body block on the shock was pretty impressive either.
Yeah. I think the second time we've came over to Morton in this solo lane. Second time in 2
solo plays out in the late game for his team. I wonder if it's going to save them a lot more, or if it's going to punish them for not having the equivalent of a frontliner to the Achilles on the enemy team.
I wonder if it also makes up for Hinduman playing this Cupid. Malum here goes for the 1v1, but Razkali is not shying away. The damage is good, and even better, Malum falls on down. How dare you go for the 1v1? The Certanos is going to win that one every day of the week. Hinduman's here in the mid lane, trying to get something aggressive started, but hey, we're under our tower. No one else has fallen just yet.
The more I look at these team comps, the more they get confusing to me, if I'm honest with you. I keep forgetting who is who because of the shock mid lane and then the Cupid support. I mean, it's a...
Sent to the grave. Ashlyn stepped forward, got stunned out, and she falls on down.
I do believe that if your teammates are good enough with quote-unquote non-conventional characters and different roles, I believe like you guys could pull it off. You know what I mean? It's going to come down to communication and teamwork, of course, and of course your mechanical skill with that character and being able to play them in a non-traditional role. But can the sewer continue to do it? It looks like so far it has been in their advantage.
Sewer once again showing why they are casters, playing this map beautifully. They've seen it time and time again. They know how to own the pressure, own the lane. TTOSTT once again owning this red buff. We've gone for about 3 buff invades in a row. Now it might be in trouble here because Malum is going in for some damage, but it's not a 1v1 anymore. Razkali has to dash on out away, but Hinduman is here for the damage, but everyone else from Team is here as well. Hinduman falls, Malum falls. How dare you try and disrespect the 1v1? You're going to fall on down to the grave. This duo lane not looking as hot.
Setting up for Gold Fury too. I do love that beautiful Ganesh ult into the Emoji ult. It was like their minds were synced for a moment there because they ulted at the same time.
Musi a little bit off the mark, but he's still able to steal it away regardless. Gold Fury goes for the sewer, and you know what? It doesn't matter if we don't get the kills, because at least we got ourselves an objective once more. Kills 9 minutes in, favoring favoring the sewer, excuse me, as well as gold with a solid 1k gold lead. But this game is looking so much more even as compared to that first game.
Absolutely. I do feel like now it very much is kind of once again, that back and forth pool we've mentioned before in a different time. I always love to see those more, you know what I mean? I love to see a team back and forth pool of will they or won't they, who's going to win, who's going to get a hate message after the game.
Yeah, Loki's prowling, but a good Aegis gonna make sure we stay alive for just out of town. Morty, you can't kill this man on the Geb just as easily as you would like. Jumping over the wall. This rock living for days.
I do love the rock immediately turning into rock form and just scootling along past the rocks and past the red buff to safety in his own team's arms.
Dodges out the damage, but it's not good enough because Music Clan hits those autos every day of the week, and we're still going forward, still getting some damage. Listen, the KDA might not look beautiful, but the plays sure are. A little bit too good, and Musi playing pretty nice on this Poseidon. These wacky picks kind of slowly showing why we picked them, right? And slowly kind of coming together. These team fights are very beautiful. It's like you see the stars align, the Shock Ultimate, the Storm Call, and also the next team fight going on forward. Ashlyn gets the back off, but the rest of the sewer is here. Hinduman stuck inside the Dark Pillars, but he's going to dash to get on out. but he's still gonna fall on down regardless. Dinsfire gets a kill. Musi falls on down to OP Killer. We step too far and the damage is beautiful. Malum has the Piercing Moonlight to try and get out, but unfortunately the damage is too good too late. Beats forced on out Malum, falls to Ashlyn, and now it's only TTOSTT versus 4. The damage is good, but not good enough. TTOSTT is gonna fall here shortly, and Team coming out on top.
Though Ashlyn did miss her ult there when the Tsukuyomi was ulting around his little, his little ult, whatever. As sometimes it does get confusing about where is he going to land sometimes with that ult. But she immediately made up for it by landing all of her ones by Apple straight in a array. Because not only getting slowed, but it's just that damage from, the emoji mid. Especially because she has Bluestone straight into Spear Desolation.
Yeah, Ashlyn is putting on a clinic this game, playing absolutely phenomenally and out of her mind. Hey, kills aren't all what matter.
Oh yeah, that really goes to show the power that Objective Secure really does have, and how good they are for your team.
We're stepping forward here, but 2 members on the from team. No wards means, hey, we don't know if there's a Loki hiding in our bush.
Absolutely, and they did secure the Gold Fury, but they did not secure the left lane tower, unfortunately.
Hey, pushers, that's what you need. What you need in life. TTOSTT needs to get out of this spot of the jungle. And this is the 5th time we've come over to them and they're just playing aggressive, but this time looks like they're making a little field trip over to the solo lane. Conjuration Knight might be in a little bit of trouble because TTOSTT is looking for the damage. Morty stepping forward, and in fact, this Achilles is in trouble. Stormcall dodged out by the combat dodge and a fatal strike to go ahead and put TTOSTT a ring around the Rosie. We still fall on down. Conjuration Knight sent to the grave, and Aegis forced on out.
And like I mentioned before, I do love that our mid laner on the sewer team is a bit of a hungry hippo. He is constantly looking for the next bit of farm he can secure. And I do like that because despite their kill difference, he is the same level as his opponent.
Hippo falls on down to the grave with Morty following along as well.
See, I mentioned hungry hippo and he just keeps calling him that from then on forth. It's really funny.
Music Land gets a triple kill, playing on fire, and Sewer took their lessons. They breathed a little bit and went, that's how we win a team fight.
Absolutely. It seems like Sewer really played to their advantages there better than they have been in a couple of the past team fights, and they're keeping a pressure applied to this poor Cernos who dare to step foot in his own jungle.
How dare you step up here? Don't you know this is TTOSTT's hunting grounds? We know we're not off the map and just respawned here just yet, but TTOSTT, I'm pretty sure they've marked their territory.
TTOSTT is the annoying multi-dollar billionaire who wants to buy up all the land.
Hear that, TTOSTT? When you watch this back, just know you're a colonizer. Colonizing. The team talks up to Hindu Man falls on down, and now Musi's gonna follow as well. OP Killer credited with that kill, but here is the hungry hippo looking for a kill. The elephant still survives, so these animals not gonna get a kill just yet.
I love Ashlyn's play right there. If you look at her build, she is for as long as she could, and also deal a bunch of damage, and then get out scotch-free on top of that.
You can take the emoji out of the support role, but you can't take the supporter out of the emoji. Great plays from Ashlyn to keep the team alive, and kind of a switch up here in the mid laners, right? TTOSTT last game was like, what, something insane, like 11 and 3.
That was so bad.
Well,
I was like fumbling my words for a second. I couldn't think of like the word I was like thinking of. You know what I mean?
A little bit too far, but hey,
I was gonna tip my tongue, but I couldn't get it out in time. So I was like, I'm just gonna change what I'm saying.
It is because she is reapplying that pressure, even though she might have lost her mid lane. She has not lost her heart in the battle.
Okay. Star-crossed lovers once again stepping forward to fight. 4 members on the rotation. Morty and TTOSTT might have stepped up a little bit too far forward. Silence is going to be good, but Morty is stunned on out, and TTOSTT is taking tons of damage. Cataclysm hits 3 in the back line. That's going to be good enough to keep our Shock alive. River's Rebuke off the mark, and here comes the Fields of Love to stop the onslaught of Team. The Sewer have gotten a bunch of huge ultimates and relics off the map.
You know, it's funny you mentioned the star-crossed lover thing again. It's going to be our running bit from now on, I suppose. But it does remind me at the very beginning when the Emoja and the Shock were having a funny little dance battle before, you know,
it was a dance. It was a dance.
Before the
it was a dance.
The HR complaint. I think it went from, to me, it went from maybe friendship to enemies to maybe possibly lovers, depending on how this game goes.
You know what? I'll read that book any day of the week. Right. Hindu Man playing the god of love, able to pull some strings here, I'm sure, to make that happen. Also pulling some strings to get the Sewer back into this game. 23 minutes in. the Sewer now once again pulling themselves up to a 3K gold lead. It's looking pretty good. Hey, who cares if you're behind in kills? When you got the gold, that's what matters.
Absolutely, which is why I said it feels like the stark difference between Smite 1 and Smite 2 is that kills seem to be replaceable with XP.
Hinduman steps far too forward, but it doesn't matter because, well, I guess Cupid's support is quite tanky and quite ready to get aggressive. The Sewer, though, leash the Gold Fury, and the rest of Team are aware of it. Morton, the lone rock, doing his best to keep the team forced out. Stuns 3, so that means that we're still looking at this Gold Fury, but the Secure is not going to be good enough. OP Killer takes that one away, and now the Sewer, they're falling like rats. TTOSTT able to find Rescali, but Music Land and Malum are already down. Morty doing his best to disrupt this team fight the best that he can. Hindu Man trying to survive and get everyone out. We lose 2 and the Gold Fury.
Unfortunate for the Sewer, but honestly, beautiful play on OP Killer 77 being able to secure that as a Loki. What is with these jungles securing things and you don't think they would?
Hey, OP Killer kind of saw through the stars, able to take that Gold Fury away from the hands of the Sewer, right? OP Killer, OP killing of buffs. Kind of unfortunate that Musi's unable to secure that one, even after a Kraken was expended, but hey, let's talk about OP Killer. He was the one who stole it. That's all on him.
Absolutely, but I do also want to mention that it turns out this Cupid did go arrow slow, and he has been using it.
Also being used in the River's Rebuke is the Mort. A good Aegis hits everyone with the Cataclysm. That's a 4-man. This Geb, hey, he's hard to
the fact
he's
he
hard
gets out
to
there
take out.
is crazy.
And he's spinning it around, being healed all the way up with that arrow bow that you mentioned. This Geb is basically impossible to kill.
I'm loving the Geb's late game play, actually. I was a little bit off about the early to mid game, but this middle late game part of the game is really playing out for him, because not only did he just survive almost the entire team pinching him and a part of their part of the jungle, by the way, he got out. He survived it, dealt some damage, and then got out on top of that.
Mort's gonna make me a believer on this pick, and I'm not sure if I'm okay with that. I hate how good he's playing this game on a Geb solo, because, listen, if any of the ranked gremlins see this, they're gonna start latching onto that, and I'm gonna start seeing it in my games, and I'm gonna be upset.
And all I'm gonna say is, if I see it locked in my game, I am taking one of those matchmaking delay penalties. That's how I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah, Hindu Man, if you're listening to this cast afterwards, that was, for legal reasons, a joke.
Yes, Hinduman, just know that I've never purposely left the game.
Malum, make sure Rascali wants to leave this game, gets a nice solo kill. Now OP Killer might be in trouble as the rest of the Sewer are on the rotation. Caught in the Fields of Love, forces out the Assassinate. This Loki being chased down by the God of Love, posing as the God of Death. Heart Bomb gonna be good. But hey, this Loki, that's still one speedy boy. He's not falling down that easily.
And now that I think about it, the God of Death being considered the God of War, how about that? I know there's a new God of War game coming out, but...
We love to see the God of War, and we love to see
I didn't even get to finish the joke I was gonna say, because I needed to hand the mic back to him because of the
the River's Rebuke. Ashlyn finds TTOSTT as well.
You know, narrate what's going on. They got into a fight too quickly as I was trying to make a joke, so I just dropped the joke completely.
Those autos are hitting home, but you can't heal yourself, and you're slowly whittling yourself down. We got a dash, and we're straight back to our Malum. The team's gonna calm down just a little bit. Morty stepping forward.
It kind of comes as like really awkward, because I don't know if you could like tell I was trying to make a joke there and I couldn't at the time, or if I was just stating a random fact and then leaving it at that.
He's a Geb. We've seen it time and time again. This guy's taking negative damage.
I do really like how Ashlyn made sure to take 2 people to the grave with her. She said, if you're taking me, I'm taking 2 of you with me.
Yeah, mine also try to take Hindu Man along with us, and the fact the fight starts over now, pushed in. Oh, his OP Killer and Hindu Man. That's one tanky boy. Cataclysm hits 3 members, and now it's the other team who's looking low. Piercing Moonlight is beautiful. Malum gets a double kill.
There's sometimes you get those jokes off, and there's sometimes you just don't.
All of their health bar for daring to step forward, and now it's the Sewer. As 3, knocking down this Achilles. He's low. He's dead. That's 3 dead for Team T.
Team had the advantage there, I felt like, during that, because they had the sheer amount of numbers over the Sewer. However, their main damager is down for the count and was not a part of that team fight. And as you can see, she is 10k above, almost 10k above the next damager. So having her not in these team fights is not really good for Team, honestly.
All up to Ashlyn to try and defend this base. She has those River's Rebuke, and she's stepping forward to find it, able to lock down Malum inside the cage of death. But she's taking a bunch of damage, and not damage is being passed on to her. Ashlyn sent to the grave. The sewer take out the star player. That light is snuffed, as well as this duo side Phoenix. 5 members of the sewer knocking on the base. But hey, there's 2 tier 2 towers up this time. Are you going to make that same fatal mistake? I don't think they will. They decide to get on out of dodge and go, hey, you know what? We've seen this before. Let's not throw this game.
I love that. I love seeing people learn from their mistakes in real time. It's always so great. I love because it shows accountability, in my opinion. It shows accountability and growth. And the only way to become a better player, and just better in general, is to acknowledge what you did wrong and then don't do it again. Try to change the way you went about it, you know? And I feel like that's what they're doing. And now they're securing a Gold Fury objective, and now maybe they can hopefully get some towers down before they try to go for that Titan again.
Yeah, change is beautiful in teams. Really helps us grow, and, well, it helps us win Smite games, and that's the most important thing about it. The sewer, 29 minutes into this game, still, make note of it, behind in kills, not behind, trying to distract what he can, but the sewer, I'm pretty sure this is all but a bait. In fact, they go on in. TTOSTT blinks, hits everyone with that storm call. The damage is huge, but here comes Malum. OP Killer falls on down. Only one hope for this game. Team.
That is surprised that Hinduman is playing.
You gotta play that defense because the sewer, they're getting themselves a
I
fire
mean,
giant.
so is Malum.
On 4, they have an ancient Gold Fury, and they have a Morton man running down to the Phoenix to keep the rest of Team out.
I think their Gold Fury play was really, really smart because, like I said, they did really learn from their last mistake. So now those towers are debuffed from the ancient Gold Fury, and now they get to reapply that pressure with that fire giant pull they had.
The one thing about not having that traditional ADC in the carry role is that it makes these towers a lot harder to take on out.
Yes.
And, well, when our ADC, quote-unquote ADC Cupid, is sent to the gray screen, I have to work a lot harder to take out these towers. So you're right. That Ancient Fury is definitely pivotal, as well as these bombs to take out those towers.
Oh, don't worry. Our high-risk Hinduman will be back from his timeout very shortly and be there to help his team with those little link hills. He's like your own pocket afro, but a miniature version, I guess, and a boy. But I do feel like I really like so far. Once again, I don't want to glaze the sewer so much, but I do like their recent team fights. They pulled objectives very, very smart, and when they weren't sure about if they could pull Fire Giant or not, they kind of pulled the will they or won't they to the enemy team and had the enemy team on edge and pressed up, and therefore they killed the enemy team and then secure. And now they just get these towers in return.
Morton stepping forward all by his lonesome, and that man has earned this confidence.
Thank you, TTOSTT. Thank you. You guys did well too.
Unkillable, single-handedly.
I love the shock mid pull. That was really funny and
good. No
good.
one else is here, by the way.
We also were making jokes about you because you were constantly in the enemy team's jungle, like taking their farm. We called you a hungry hippo.
Unstoppable Geb. This is a rolling rock that you. It's a rolling force, essentially, a force that you just cannot stop. I mean. They did stop him 2 times, but not enough.
Yeah, not enough, and he's in fact rolling out into 4 members of the team.
Thank you, I really appreciate it. I was pretty nervous.
This Ancient Fury for ourselves.
I think it comes back to the thing I mentioned. Kind of like a bunch of little spiders, like a spider infestation. You see one, there's always 2 you cannot see, and this applies here because team sees 2 people. They might be assuming that there's some more hiding in the jungle waiting for them to step out to fight these 2 people, but they had no idea they were on Gold Fury that entire time. Just give it up.
TTOSTT sends Ashlyn to the grave with a blink combo. Kraken pumps some damage into Densfire, and here's Malum.
Also, you guys did really well right there at that end. It secured you, basically making sure to get Ashlyn out, and she used her rebuke only on 1 person because you pressured her like that, so it was really good to get her out of the situation because she really was the, I would say the W for Team this game.
On the base. Hinduman jumping in. Assassinate's going to be good for the damage, but not good enough. Malum sends them to the grave because he is unstoppable, as is the sewer. They take the set in 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I also do feel like the sewer played really well towards the end to make sure they secured out the Ashlyn. They separated her from her team and killed her so they could have the rest of her team for free, essentially. They identified the problem and their mistakes, and they corrected it.
Hello, Sinilin. Is that like a nickname for her?
I love to see it in real time. Players like that, when they are able to pull out wacky comps like this, and
oh, yes.
you're going to struggle in the early game, but then you turn it around and just make it work. The Sewer played absolutely beautifully this game, but
Suki ADC, am I right?
Credit where credit is due. Team made that one look so much closer. This entire
set. It was good though. It surprised
so much closer
me.
From week 1. This team.
This is my favorite quote right here. Was Ashland, but then now that's
I'm pretty sure they're not going to stop growing anytime soon.
Absolutely. I'm also seeing some after game chat here about now that's pod racing. I love to see a W Star Wars reference in the after game chat.
Oh, we're all nerds here. We love talking about video games. We love talking about Star Wars. And if you're the Sewer, we love winning sets.
About all the things we got bullied for in high school, basically.
We're safe here. We're safe in our lovely bubble. All right. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up, ladies and gentlemen. My name has been Moonmellows. I've been joined here by the first cast ever. Everyone give it a round of applause for Raven being a phenomenal chair 2 in her first cast here.
I don't have it. It just, my Twitch just broke on me, brother.
The lovely Red Rosie. Thank you all for watching the Animosity Amateur Smite League. We'll be back with more Smite action next time.
I had to clip it, and I wanted to mute it to make sure I could fix it, because it was like clipping poorly. I don't know what's up with it. It was so annoying. But yeah, that was actually like super duper fun for me. I also do like how they were like, I just joked and mentioned about wearing a Morgan wig, and they were like, no, do it. You should do it. And I was like, okay, I will. And it's a little bit rough for wear because she's been like a shipping box for like a very, very long time, like over a year. So as you can see, some of the feathers have kind of warped a little bit. From being in storage, but I think for the most part she's surprisingly not that bad. The right here, the band I had made when I made her band has slid back a little bit and has gotten a little bit warped as well, like the purple bandana thingy she has, the little scarf over her head, and also the ends of it have warped to like stick out when they were originally made to be stuck underneath the wig, essentially. But yeah, there's like, here's like the top part you can see, and you can see the bun on the back because she does have a bun. It's a bun, and it leads to a braid in the back. I don't even know, can I show you guys the back? Is it gonna look bad? Let me see. Does it look bad, guys? Be honest. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna have to trust you there because I couldn't really see it. I couldn't see the clip in time. I also have the extra detail. Hold on, let me take these off. Let me take these bad boys off. Yeah, sorry, see? It's gotten warped a little. It's gotten a little bit warped where it's not supposed to be. Mainly these like side parts are warped, like here. It's supposed to be under, but for some reason they no longer stay under like they're supposed to. But yeah, so there's like the details of the little runes she has, and then of course the feathers, and you can't really see that well, but right here, this is a feather. It's another feather because she has a feather on both sides sticking down and then 3 up top. How do I unwarp it? You can't. You can't unwarp it. I would just, if I really care about it, I'm gonna have to take it apart and then do it again. This is how it is. I might be able to unwarp it with like a heat gun or something, maybe, but I would take the chance of burning the wig fibers and burning the feathers, so it's just like, it depends. I would probably try that method before having to redo it, just for the off chance that it does work and I don't have to redo it. But yeah, there's also right here is another feather too. Let me see if I turn this sideways like that. But yeah, my favorite part of making this was definitely not the headscarf, but it 100% was the little bun at the top. I think it's really cute. And also the feathers. I really loved making the feathers and stuff like that and placing them in the scarf, kinda. Thank you guys so much for giving the opportunity and for letting me like have a chance to really dip my toes into casting. I'm gonna go ahead and head off, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.